What's going on, guys? Welcome to another MMA Mystic fight prediction. I'll be breaking down Chris Weidman versus Eryk in this episode, which takes place at UFC 309 this weekend in New York City. I'm going to go with old man Weidman in this one. I know he's 40 years old now, had a long career in the UFC. A lot of fights, a lot of injuries coming off of not coming off, but recently had a leg break injury against Uriah Hall a few years ago. But ever since coming back, he had his fight with Brad Tavares, which I feel like he was just very tentative coming back from a serious injury like that, a complete break of his leg. But then in his most recent performance against Bruno Silva, he looked good. Was winning the engagements. I think Bruno Silva's a better striker than Eryk and Weidman was winning a lot of those engagements. Plus, Anders was dropped by Jamie Pickett in his last fight in the first round, which is just can't be happening in the UFC. Jamie Pickett is not very good, so the fact that that fight went to a decision, you should be finishing Jamie Pickett. I think Weidman finishes Jamie Pickett. I don't think Jamie Pickett is dropping Weidman or having any type of success. So Weidman came out very kick heavy, which is good to see. Looks like he's kind of gotten over his tentativeness in terms of checking kicks, throwing kicks after his leg break. So Weidman's an all-American wrestler. Eryk, he likes to kind of push the pace, pressure guys into the fence, throw big combos, dirty box, throw little cheeky knees, but he likes to shoot takedowns against the fence. And I just don't see him being effective with those takedowns against Weidman. Like I said, Weidman is got pretty good takedown defense, all-American wrestler. He's usually the one pushing forward, pushing the pace, looking to get these takedowns. In his fight against Bruno Silva, he was mixing in the kicks, mixing his punches, shooting for takedowns. Wasn't terribly successful with the takedowns. Did get him up against the cage and kind of held him there the whole first round, but what Weidman has that a lot of other fighters don't have is the threat of the takedown. So it opens up a lot of his shots on the feet, along with his kicks. I feel like his kicks are really going to hinder Eryk from pushing forward. He's going to be, he's kicking all angles. He's throwing high kicks, throwing leg kicks. Don't feel like Eryk checks leg kicks very well, but he's going to be hitting them in the sides, hitting them in the arms, keeping Anders' hands tied to his face, trying to block the kicks. So I see him really nullifying Anders' pressure. Whenever he feels like he's getting pushed back, he can throw kicks, shoot his own takedowns defensively, stuff Anders' takedowns. So I just think Weidman's better everywhere. I think he's got better striking. Might be a little bit lacking in the power department, but Eryk, like I said, he's going the distance with Jamie Pickett. He's going the distance with Barrio, who hasn't looked the greatest as of late. So I just think Weidman is better everywhere. I see him potential. I know Anders has pretty good takedown defense, but I can see Weidman, stealing a few rounds, getting a lot of ground and pound in on Eryk, defending his own takedowns. I don't see Weidman gassing. I don't think we've ever really seen him gas, other than I think he gassed against Luke Rockhold, which is rough to say. But another thing, Weidman cheated his way to his last win, blatantly holding his fingers out there, getting warned multiple times by that ref, poked him in the eyes several times, and ends up hitting him with the 1-2 eye poke. Bruno Silva goes down. You can tell on the way down he's already grimacing because he's had his eyes poked several times. Weidman ends up getting, I think it went to like a technical decision because of the eye poke, but Weidman cheated. UFC will let you cheat. He's the hometown boy fighting in New York City. He's from Baldwin, New York, 30 miles down the road. Like, they're going to let Chris Weidman kind of do whatever he wants to do if he needs to. So another thing is UFC judges are corrupt and the commissions are corrupt. So if this is even a remotely close fight, they're going to give it to the hometown boy. They're going to give it to Weidman. It could be 2-3 Anders. They're going to find some way. Sal D'Amato is going to find some way to give this fight to Weidman. So also Weidman, They're both not the youngest guys in the world. Weidman is 40 years old, but he has been out for a while, not taking damage the same way that Eryk Anders has. He's 6'2", 78-inch reach, so I think he's got a 3-inch reach advantage over Anders, so he's going to have a reach advantage. I would call striking's pretty even. He's going to have the wrestling advantage. I think he's going to have the cardio advantage. He's going to have the hometown advantage. I just see everything kind of pointing in Weidman's favor in this one. I'm not sure what the odds. What is this? Eryk Anders plus 140. Who's plus 140? Weidman. Weidman is the underdog in this one. I feel like that's a good dog. That's a good pick for a dog. If you're looking for a lot of good dogs on this card. A lot of old people on this card, too. You got Chris Weidman, Eryk Anders, Damon Jackson, Jim Miller, Marcin Tybura. Marcus McGee's 34. I mean, who else? Michael Chandler's pushing it, 38. You get the two old geezers in the main event. So I'm wondering if they're anticipating a bunch of retirements, maybe. Being in New York City, Madison Square Garden, not a terrible place to put the gloves down. But I just think Weidman, he's got a lot of momentum coming off of his last fight. Looked good regardless of the outcome and how the fight was scored at the end. He looked good. He looked pumped, said he's back. So I just feel like he's taking some time off as well. What did he fight? Was that March? He fought back in March, yeah. So good amount of time off. Make even more improvements, if you can call that, at 40 years old. But I just see him being ready to fight in New York City. Could be the last hurrah. So he could be really prepping himself for a win to go out on top. So I'm going to go with Weidman on this one. Small dog. I think that's good plus money. So, yeah. Appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There it is. Appreciate you.